For the most part, we specialize in high-end timepieces, mainly Richard Mille, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and Rolex. Those are our main brands.
And next we have the Richard Mille RM11 Philippe Massa. This is the 10th anniversary of their collaboration, and it comes in a carbon NTPT case. So it's a very lightweight, structurally very strong case material.
Today, we're in New York City, the Big Apple, visiting a special place. In the heart of Manhattan, close to Central Park, lies an exclusive townhouse boutique where you'll find some exceptional timepieces. If you're looking to get yourself a fine timepiece, this is one of the best places to visit. You can book an appointment or simply walk in for an exclusive retail experience that matches the sophistication of that luxury watch you're seeking to acquire. Earlier in the year, we interviewed co-founder Eddie Gozeker. He had sound advice about how to go about purchasing high-value wristwatches. Today, they're going to show us some of the best automobile-themed wristwatches from their vault.
My name is Eddie. I'm one of the owners of Wrist Aficionado. Wrist Aficionado started off as an online retailer of luxury timepieces. The company started in probably late to mid 2017, and we started out as strictly an online retailer. In 2019, we transitioned into brick and mortar, and then early 2020, we opened up our first brick and mortar location in New York City on 62nd and Madison. For the most part, we specialize in high-end timepieces, mainly Richard Mille, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and Rolex. Those are our main brands, but we do a variety of others and smaller independents as well. We opened our second store in late 2020 in Miami at the Setai Hotel. And then we have our third location, which opened up in middle of 2023 at the Waldorf Astoria in Beverly Hills. So now we're at 3 locations. We have a variety of clients that come in from our online platforms and brick and mortar. And for the most part, we try to stay in the mostly modern realm of timepieces. We don't do too much vintage. Jewelry has become a big part of our business now, which we have transitioned into a lot of jewelry. And we also specialize in high-end handbags, mostly Hermes. So we have a variety of options to offer clients. A good chunk of our traffic does come from social media, from Instagram. We get a lot of traffic from our website. But we opened up these brick and mortar locations in order for clients to come in and be able to see and feel these timepieces, which for the most part they wouldn't be able to get a hold of in the boutiques. A lot of our pieces are limited edition, hard to find. We specialize in the rarest of the rare. Anything that the client will need, we should be able to find for them. We do a good amount of sourcing watches for clients if we don't have it in stock. But between one of the 3 stores that we have, we should be able to accommodate most clients' timepiece needs. This is Jason. Jason's been with Wrist Aficionado for a little over a year right now, and he's the head of our marketing department. So anything that comes up on social media, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or any of our platforms, Jason will have a hand in it. So he's our social media guru, and he's also a watch expert in training. So we have a special selection of timepieces. We have about a dozen or so watches that we've chosen to go through today. And Jason's gonna go through a few of them now.
Yeah, so we've picked out about a dozen automotive related or inspired pieces, from our main brands, Patek, AP, RM, and Rolex. So the reason we've gone with automotive themed watches is that we feel there's a pretty extensive crossover between these 2 niches. People who like to collect exotic cars, rare cars, they tend to like watches as well. And there are a lot of common themes. People want to feel a sense of exclusivity, but they also want to feel like they're a part of a community. So that's what we offer here with these rare timepieces. First, we have the Rolex Rainbow Daytona in white gold. And this is a very special piece because it's actually off catalog. So Rolex only offers this to their VVIPs. You have to have an extensive spending history with Rolex for them to offer you this watch. Rolex actually sets the gems themselves, hand sets the gems from the factory, and they pick out, you know, the highest quality sapphires to form this gradient bezel. It's a very unique and special piece that is very popular here at Wrist Aficionado because a lot of people don't want to jump through hoops in order to get the piece that they want. And next we have the Richard Mille RM11 Philippe Massa. This is the 10th anniversary of their collaboration, and it comes in a carbon NTPT case. So it's a very lightweight, structurally very strong case material. And if you notice at the 12 o'clock, there's actually Philippe Massa's logo. It's a combination of 19, which is his car number, and the F right below it, which is a nice little Easter egg for their collaboration. Next, we have this Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore. This is not an official collaboration, but I had to pick it out because it has this color that just reminded me of the Gulf livery on a lot of race cars. And yeah, it's a beautiful piece. Next, we have the official collaboration between Audemars Piguet and Michael Schumacher. This is an offshore as well, and at the top you'll notice a series of stars. These are for each one of his titles with F1. And on the side, actually the crown is designed after the center lug nut for F1 cars as well. Next, we have the Vacheron Constantin Overseas Everest Edition, and this is a chronograph. And I think this is one of their nicest collaboration limited editions because of just the color and the texture on the dial. And yeah, it's also a very practical watch because of Vacheron's quick strap interchanging system as well. Next, we have the GP Laureato. This is a collaboration with Aston Martin, and it comes in green ceramic, which is a very difficult material to work with, but it's highly scratch resistant and very light as well. And the texture on the dial is actually taken from the seat pattern on a lot of Aston Martin's vehicles. Next, we have the Rolex Panda Daytona, reference 116500LN. This is one of their most popular and iconic models. It's just very clean and you know, wears great on the wrist as well. Next, we have the Richard Mille RM1701. This is a tourbillon, and this watch is a combination of a white ceramic and rose gold case. And it just wears a little bit smaller than your typical RM as well, which means that it fits on a wider variety of wrists. Next, we have the Patek Philippe 5370P. This actually has a blue enamel dial and is a split seconds chronograph as well, which means that you can time 2 intervals. And it has these really nice Breguet numerals on the dial as well. It's a very classic piece. Next, we have the Patek Philippe 5270P. This watch is in platinum and it has a green lacquered dial. It's a Grand Complications piece from Patek, which means that it's a perpetual calendar, it has a chronograph, and it also has a moon phase. So a lot of tech in this watch. So next we have the Patek Philippe Nautilus 5980 in rose gold. The Nautilus is a very popular watch from Patek Philippe, especially over the last couple of years. People are very into sport watches. But this one features a flyback chronograph, which means that you don't actually have to stop the chrono to reset it and restart the timer. And next we have the 5980, but with a leather strap. But this is actually a very special piece because it has a tiny Tiffany stamp on the dial. And in the world of collectors, this is highly sought after because Tiffany stamps these dials after Patek makes the watch. And on the secondary market, this effectively doubles the value of the watch. The last piece that we have is the Patek Philippe 5208R. This is a Grand Complications from Patek, and it is a minute repeater, which is back in the day how they tell the time when you can't see the watch in the dark, when you can't see the watch. The Grand Complications, this is a minute repeater, it's a perpetual calendar, and it has a chronograph as well. And that's what qualifies it as a Grand Complications from Patek. Yeah, this is kind of the pinnacle of what Patek is as a watchmaker, and they only offer this to their VIPs as well. So we have 3 retail locations, one in New York City, one in Miami, and one in Beverly Hills. You can absolutely walk into any of our stores, but most of the time people like to call in advance, inquire about a specific piece, or they'll see something on our online catalog and submit a form through there. There's a lot of foot traffic at all 3 locations. In Miami, we're in the Setai Hotel, and in Beverly Hills, we're in the Waldorf Astoria. So there's a lot of foot traffic from people who are traveling and visiting. New York City is our kind of head of operations, and we're tucked in between a lot of luxury boutiques as well. So we do receive a lot of interest at all 3 locations. We have a very extensive network of trusted collectors, other dealers. So we're able to source pretty much any modern production piece within 24 hours. We can find basically any piece that you're looking for in a very fast turnaround time.